What's going on, everybody? It's your boy Ance Armstrong and Georgia, sleeping on the job like usual. Back again today as SES has kind of surprisingly announced that we are getting a flash sale today, and MLB The Show 21. Definitely much quicker than I expected based off when we got our last flash sale, but it's coming today, so I'm going to make sure y'all are prepared for this flash sale. We haven't done a flash sale video since probably the first one back in the day. So gonna do a quick update flash sale video, so to speak, here today with this one. We're gonna be talking about it, breaking everything down, talking about what packs we could be seeing, as well as looking at the marketplace as well, and speculating on what prices we could be looking at for a lot of these cards. Let's hop into it. Now, out the gate, I do want to say this flash sale could be somewhat weird. It could be a little different. A lot of prices of cars are already really low, as we've seen the market been dropping over the past couple weeks, at least for cars that are within packs. Obviously, you have some cards like this Kenley Jansen here that has been climbing steadily. These guys from these BR packs, World Series packs, so to speak. The cards you get actually from packs have been dropping pretty steadily. A lot of them are already down to quick sell, so that could impact things quite a bit. Of course, as always with flash sales, we will be live on Twitch. You can click the link at the top of this video right now to find our live stream. If you're watching the day it comes out, it's possible that we're already live right now going through the flash sale. You'll be able to follow along with me and what I'm doing while I'm breaking down the flash sale. So the first possible pack we get, definitely this All-Star Game pack. However, when you look at the base round, at least they're already quick sell. Hendricks and Bogarts, they're not going to drop anymore. They can't drop anymore. We take a look at their marketplace trend lines as well. They've been relatively quick sell for quite some time. They did have a little bit of a jump there as people were going after Otani when Kershaw collection came out. But other than that, things have been relatively stable for these base All-Star Game cards. They've been really quiet around the quick sell value. They're probably a little bit low even right now than where they usually are, as people are selling off on the thought of the flash sale being out. That's probably already happening in a lot of cases. Take a look at the mid rounds here. Somebody like Lance Lynn, they had been going for, so yeah, you can see he just got up to about 48,000 the other day. They're down to about 45 now, so we definitely have a situation where people are already selling off their All-Star Game cards, so these prices are dipping. But these have been around 50,000. The sell now of around 38. I think these could end up being good plays. I mean, if JT Realmuto and Lance Lynn are getting south of 25,000, I feel pretty confident in picking that up. If they have room to drop, they also have room to grow, right? So Liam Hendricks, Xander Bogaerts, they can't drop anymore. That really limits their ability to grow, because it almost becomes like a backlog of people waiting and holding on these to sell when they get to 6K or whatever, and they just don't go anywhere. Where Realmuto and Lynn, they have a lot of wiggle room above quick sell value. So even if they drop significantly, they probably have a pretty good shot to rebound. Now, one thing to consider with both All-Star Game, Home Run Derby, and Field of Dreams, we're going to be looking at all three. One thing to consider with those is that they are in the daily program, right? So if we come over here, we go into our programs, we look at the daily moments. I'm at 27 points right now, and I'm missing a couple, but Home Run Derby 33, All-Star Game 34, Field of Dreams 35. That is going to be coming real soon. The end of the month is almost here. October is next week, so Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday of next week, it's possible we start obtaining these packs from the Daily Moments program. So just keep that in mind. If you do any investments in Home Run Derby, All-Star Game, Field of Dreams, I would look to off-sell before Monday or so of next week. I don't want to be stuck holding these when the Daily Moments program drop. I want to sell before and then double down on my investment again when the Daily Moments program drop. But that'll be another video for another time. Over here, though, let's take a look at Home Run Derby. Somebody like Juan Soto in the mid round, 36K on the buy now, 29 on the sell now. These Home Run Derbies had been holding their price so steady for so long. They have finally really come crashing down, as we've gotten a lot of those Home Run Derby packs recently. Steadily going down. It looks like they've bottomed out pretty much where they are, around a 30 sell now. 29K sell now, 36 buy is a relatively bottom line for those. I think there's some room to bounce back. I'm kind of covering up the trend line right here, but if I hide myself just for a second, you can see how high they were just at the end of August, not even barely a month ago. these were touching north of 100,000 subs a piece. They're not going to get back to that point, but we've been influxed with a lot of home run derby packs recently. I can see that maybe subsiding some just a little bit. And if we get that break, maybe the prices does start to trend back up some. Obviously, if they crash down today and they're getting south of 20K a piece on these rare rounds, that's going to be a really good buy. These base rounds as well, for as long as they were holding above quick sell value, another similar trend line. At one point, this Otani was 36K on the buy now price. They are firmly all around quick sell each. They're a little north of quick sell at 50-30. None of them are quite at a even 5K. But again, there's not really any room to drop. So even if we get a flash sale today and it has home run derby, base round's not going to go anywhere because it doesn't have anywhere to go. Of course, if you're coming in and you're buying at 5,000 subs, that is risk-free. You can't lose anything there. So if you want to make a nice, safe, smaller investment, some base round cards may not be an awful idea. There's probably at least some room for a rebound of those ever so slightly. But again, we got to watch out for those daily program ones as well. And I'm not sure if they're going to rebound before the daily ones come out. I can see them rebounding at some point. It may not be a quicker one for the base cards. When cards get to quick sell, they usually take a little bit longer to rebound versus cards that are hovering above quick sell. So that is our home run derby packs. Again, our base at quick sell, our mids south of 20K is what I'm looking at most likely. I'm going to be keeping a close eye on those to see how they react. There's only 2 of them, so they could be dropping quick. There's going to be a lot of people probably prepping orders as well. Last flash sale, we saw the initial drops not be too crazy as a lot of people had orders prepped. So we'll see how that goes. One thing that we're going to talk about a little bit more at the end, you're going to want to watch all the way through, some secondary dips. That was a big thing last time. The best time to buy wasn't actually when the pack dropped. We'll talk about that a little bit towards the end. Let's take a look at Field of Dreams real quick while we're going. The rare round of these, it's coming down today. I'm guessing some people already selling off. 78K on the buy now. And as you can see, Piazza had been closer to 100K. So this is the situation of people already selling off in anticipation of this flash sale. But these had rebounded in a really good way. Lefty Grove, 70K, but he had been around 100K. We saw our rare rounds of the Field of Dreams pack all get right back around to 100K. That's with all those packs from the Team Affinity Season 4 as well, which is pretty impressive. Our base round guys, 5,200 right now for Chris Bryant, but let's see where he had been. Touching just about 9K at one point, maybe a little bit over 7,200 as well recently. I think these are not a terrible play at quick sell value. Guys like Lou Brock, Almer, Canerco, Batantes, they're not an awful play at quick sell value. If you're looking to get in on a quick sell of any of the 3 packs, Home Run Derby, All-Star Game, Field of Dreams, I would definitely recommend Field of Dreams. They haven't been out as long. We haven't gotten as many of those packs. I think they got a little bit more room to grow back up compared to some of the other cards. And if a new collection comes out at any point, it's more likely that less people have these cards and will need these card types. And so then we'll go through and pick them up. The last flash sale saw them get down pretty close to quick sell and bounce back up to about a 9, 10, 11,000 subs a piece. We're not going to be getting that this time, but I could see you possibly getting in at 5 and getting back out at 8 or 9,000 subs, which is a pretty solid return on investment there. Other card types we could obviously be seeing live series pack. Like I thought Mike Trout wasn't on the market for a second because he's not over 6 figures. 86,000 subs by now for Mike Trout. That's actually ridiculous. I'm not gonna lie, that is insane. We're probably gonna see a live series pack. Honestly, last time live series pack was not a bad play for me. I take a look at some of these 90+ guys, these sneaky ones like Muncy, Judge, Corbin Burns, Garrett Cole. If, for example, Muncy gets down to like 9,000, 8,000 stubs, I'm picking that up. They were really sneaky plays last time. I wouldn't hate getting in on some of these 90+ live series diamonds if they get down to a good price. DeGrom at 22,000 subs is just the most out of this world thing I've ever seen in my entire life. That's that's a crazy trend line right there. Other card type we could be looking at as well. We haven't gotten 42 cards in a while. They're up to about 30K a piece. So I can see us getting some 42 cards with this drop as well. We haven't gotten any in a while. Their price has been relatively climbing. They're pretty safe play as well. They're not in any sort of programs that we know at this point. So if they come out, they drop down a little bit, pretty safe return on these 42 cards. And again, we haven't seen any in a while, so we're probably due for some at some point in the near future. The other thing we're almost certainly going to get, along with live series, the two guarantees of pretty much every flash sale: live series and headliner pack. These are the filters I like for picking up some headliner cards. There are some really good ones out the gate. If we go to future stars, a lot of these are headliners. So Bobby Witt's a headliner, Nate Pearson's a headliner, Andrew Vaughn headliner, Meyer, Martin, Gilbert's a headliner, and those are the future stars that are headliners. But there's a solid amount. There's not many future stars in the game, so if you need them for some more collections, these end up being pretty desirable cards. They hold their value pretty well. They're pretty expensive right now. We just see like Austin Martin, he's been climbing pretty significantly. So he's at 84K right now. If you come in and scoop a couple at 45K, 40K, 50K even, that's a pretty good play. Same with Meyer and Vaughn. They're all around that 80K on the buy, 70K on the sell. I'd keep my eye on those three specifically. Logan Gilbert as well, right in that same area. It's an easy one to filter by and see all the cars and quickly keep updated with the prices. Another one that I like a lot is the Signature Series. Signature Series has quite a bit of headliners in it right out the gate. Minnie Minoso is one at 56K. Mad Bum at 34. Andrew Miller, 118. Strauss is a really solid one to pick up. So is Rizzo, along with Michael Young is one as well. So there's quite a few, and Carlos Santana. A lot of those kind of already pretty low, such as Santana and Young. So they could see a pretty solid crash to come in and buy at a good price. But I'm also keeping my eye on guys like Minoso, Mad Bum, Miller, Strauss, and Rizzo. It's easy to keep up with the 6 series card types. There's not too many, and a lot of them are headliner. I can easily filter through these back and forth. Milestones, another one you can look at as well. In my opinion, it's not as nice. There's more cards you got to filter through that aren't headliners, and all the headliners are going to drop. That's why I like 6 series, because there's not many cards I have to go through and filter through to find them. But milestones aren't bad either. We do have Christian Yelich, Kerry Wood right there if you want to keep your eye on both of those. In addition to that, we got guys like Edwin Diaz right here. Rob Nin's another one. Brian Roberts down here. He's one. He's already down to 19K. Probably a really good opportunity to rebound some right there. The 20K mark for headliners is a really nice sweet spot for me, because a lot of people on those cards, they pull Brian Roberts, and it's like, oh, that's an L. I pulled Brian Roberts. I'm just going to instantly sell him. I'm guessing right here, I'm going to call it Brian Roberts gets down to around 9K or so. And probably early tomorrow, maybe even tonight, he's back up around 20K. Brian Roberts is one I like a lot. That 20K price point is a real sweet. Those ones seem to drop the most and rebound the quickest. That's a price point I like to pick up. So again, a couple headliners here in milestones, not too many overall. Same with awards in Prime. They're a little bit more difficult to filter through. So I like the 6 series along with the future stars. You could also take a look at things like Breakout. There's a couple here in Breakout, like this Eddie Matthews right here on the top, that aren't too bad, but again, it's a little bit more difficult to filter through them overall. Now, these next couple things we're going to be talking about, I don't know. There's really no precedent for this, but it's just a thought I had. I got a little feeling. I don't know. It's a thought I had. It's a thought that came to my mind, and I wanted to share it. SGS this year has been big on zigging when the market zags. Whenever the market goes up somewhere, they like to bring that down in some fashion. And a lot of these old inning bosses you can't obtain anymore, and they're relatively expensive, such as Dennis Eckersley here for 165K on the buy now. He's been trending up relatively quickly. Pretty firm trend line up. Could they possibly release an inning boss flashback pack, rewind pack? I don't think it's out of the question entirely for them to do something like that. So it's just a thought in my mind. I'm not prepping for it by any stretch of the matter, but I'm just on my toes being prepared for that. Same can be said with Henchman, right? So we have some player of the month. Let's see, monthly awards. These are all Henchman cards that we got, some classics, and they're all super expensive because you need these for the vouchers. And so I think that's bringing their price up. Could they have a Henchman flashback pack? Would also feature some of these future star guys like Nomar Mazara, who's 93,000 stubs right now, who used to be quick sell because everyone's needing to get these future stars for the voucher. They release a Henchman Classics pack, rewind pack. Same can be said for the event rewards. We already have the rewind pack in the game with Kiner, Altuve, Giolito, Cespedes. And I mean, cards like Cespedes are 140K. Guy like Jose Altuve, 80K. DJ LeMahieu, 88K. These are pretty expensive cards. Could they throw out one of these rewind packs within the flash sale? I don't think it's out of the question for that to be a possibility. I'm not saying it's going to happen, but it's just something I'm keeping in the back of my mind. So if that pack does come out, I'm prepared to go through and take advantage of that when the time comes. Now, one last thing to talk about as we wrap up here, secondary dips. Not a guarantee it's going to happen this time, but last time, I think a lot of it had to do with the show app being out. We have a lot of people who are pre-placing orders on these cards for the flash sale. So, for example, we have mid-tier JT Realmuto from the All-Star game. People are coming in and loading up orders, let's say at 25K for him, expecting a 10K drop, right? So they're loading up orders at 25K. Somebody puts 20 orders in there. It takes some time for those orders to be fulfilled. It almost creates like a backlog on his price, a blockage for his price to not be able to go under that. And so during that initial dip, it doesn't really go under that, as you also have people coming in and placing more orders on top of that, trying to buy them for cheaper and cheaper and cheaper and cheaper. And so what kind of went down last time is that all those buy orders kept going out and out and out. We didn't see a massive drop out the gate, but slowly over time, you still had a large influx of people selling all of these cards, selling. And you had this backlog of orders of all the people who had pre-placed orders and people who are no longer kind of going through as hectically putting in buy orders. That kind of slowed down. So the amount of sell orders kind of dried up, but you still had a lot of people buying. We actually saw secondary dips where cards got their lowest 30 to 45 minutes after the flash sale actually took place. So instead of on that very first dip, actually continued to drop a little bit over time. They had a quick little slight rebound and then dropped even some more. So that's something I'm going to be watching for during this next flash sale. I'm still going to be going out and getting some investments in as soon as they drop, but at least during the first one, I may be holding on to my cards a little tight just for a second to see if we get some secondary dips this go around based off what kind of pre-orders coming out. This flash sale a little bit more unexpected, so maybe people aren't quite as prepared as they had been on previous ones. That could impact things, but we'll see. It's something to keep in mind. Again, we'll be following everything live on our Twitch channel, link down in the description below. If you enjoyed this video and you found it helpful for you during this flash sale, definitely be sure to leave a like and subscribe. I appreciate all the support on the channel. Until next time, I'll catch y'all around.